The starship glided through the inky blackness of space, its quantum drive humming with a soft, almost imperceptible vibration. Commander Zara of the Stellar Exploration Division leaned back in her command chair, her multi-jointed fingers tracing holographic data streams that flickered with preliminary information about the approaching solar system. Earth appeared as little more than a blue-green marble against the vast darkness, unremarkable and seemingly insignificant. The scout ship's advanced sensors began their initial sweep, collecting data with mechanical precision. Standard protocol dictated a comprehensive evaluation of any potentially habitable world, no matter how primitive. Preliminary scan complete, announced the ship's central intelligence system. Its synthesized voice carried a hint of clinical detachment. Planet classified as early-stage technological civilization. Preliminary threat assessment, minimal. Zara's secondary visual receptors scanned the incoming data streams. Fragmented global communication networks, primitive satellite systems, inconsistent technological development across different geographical regions. It was a textbook example of a developing world. Nothing more, nothing less. Yet something felt unusual about this particular planetary assessment. The ship's quantum scanners began their deep-range analysis, probing beneath the surface of the seemingly mundane data. At first, the anomalies were so slight that they could have been dismissed as computational artifacts, a communication network that seemed more complex than expected. Encryption protocols that hinted at capabilities beyond the planet's apparent technological level. Energy signatures that didn't quite match the expected output of a developing civilization. Run a secondary diagnostic, Zara commanded, her translucent membrane flickering with a hint of curiosity. The Central Intelligence complied. Milliseconds passed, an eternity for a quantum processing system. Then the results began to compile, and something extraordinary started to emerge. The planet's communication networks were more intricate than initial scans suggested. What appeared to be disconnected systems were actually layers of a deeply complex global infrastructure. Satellite networks showed signs of sophisticated engineering. Energy distribution systems revealed an unexpected level of efficiency and adaptive potential. Most intriguing were the planet's technological development patterns. Unlike most emerging civilizations that followed a linear progression, this world demonstrated something entirely different. Technological leaps appeared in seemingly random locations, suggesting a level of innovative thinking that defied conventional scientific understanding. Recalibrate threat assessment, Zara instructed, her curiosity now fully engaged. The ship's systems worked silently, recrunching massive amounts of data. The initial minimal threat classification began to shift, its certainty wavering like a heat mirage. Deep within the planet's communication networks, something was happening that the ship's sensors could barely comprehend. Information moved in patterns that suggested a collective intelligence far more complex than a simple planetary communication system. It was almost as if the entire planet was thinking, not as individual units, but as a unified, adaptive organism. Zara noticed her junior science officer, a young specialist named Kren, leaning forward with increased intensity. Something unusual about this world, Kren muttered, mandibles clicking with excitement. The ship continued its approach, each moment revealing new layers of complexity. Geological surveys showed a planet that had survived multiple extinction-level events. Biological scans indicated a species with remarkable adaptive capabilities. The more they looked, the less they understood. What initially appeared to be a routine planetary assessment was transforming into something entirely unexpected. This blue-green world was not what it seemed. Something profound was waiting to be discovered, a potential that defied every standard classification in the Stellar Exploration Division's extensive database. Prepare preliminary contact protocols, Zara announced, her voice carrying a note of anticipation that was rare among her typically reserved species. But proceed with extreme caution. Little did they know, the inhabitants of Earth were already aware of their approach, and had been for quite some time. The conference center in New Geneva stood as a testament to understated architectural brilliance. Its clean lines and minimalist design betrayed nothing of the momentous occasion about to unfold. Dr. Elena Rodriguez arrived precisely 3 minutes before the scheduled meeting, her tailored slate gray suit a deliberate choice of professional neutrality. Inside the preparation room, a diverse team of human representatives completed their final briefing. Linguists, diplomats, scientists, and strategic advisors moved with a synchronized precision that spoke of months of intensive preparation. This was not a first contact scenario to be approached with naive excitement, but a carefully choreographed diplomatic engagement. Commander Zara and her delegation approached the building, their holographic translation devices humming softly. The alien team moved with an unmistakable sense of superiority, their elongated forms draped in iridescent diplomatic robes that shifted colors with each movement. They expected a simple formality, a routine first contact procedure with a developing species. The conference room itself was a masterpiece of psychological design. Neutral tones, carefully positioned seating that subtly influenced interaction dynamics, acoustic treatments that would capture every nuance of communication. Nothing was left to chance. As the alien delegation entered, they found the human team already seated, calm, and composed. No nervous fidgeting, no signs of the expected technological inferiority or cultural trepidation. Instead, a quiet confidence permeated the room. Dr. Rodriguez initiated the conversation, her opening remarks a carefully crafted blend of diplomatic courtesy and intellectual depth. She spoke in the aliens' primary communication language, her pronunciation and intonation so precise that it momentarily caught the delegation off guard. "We appreciate the opportunity for direct communication," she began, her voice modulated to convey both respect and an underlying strength. Interstellar dialogue represents a significant milestone for any developing civilization. The lead alien diplomat, Ambassador Krell, expected a deferential approach. Instead, he found himself navigating a conversational landscape that was anything but predictable. Each human response contained layers of meaning, subtle references to complex historical and cultural contexts that demonstrated a depth of understanding far beyond what initial planetary assessments had suggested. A junior human team member, Dr. Marcus Chen, began a seemingly innocuous discussion about planetary development. What started as a simple exchange gradually revealed an intricate understanding of ecological systems, technological innovation, and societal evolution that challenged everything the alien delegation believed about emerging intelligent species. The quantum translators worked overtime, capturing not just words, but the complex contextual nuances of human communication. Metaphors, historical references, and subtle linguistic constructions that carried meanings beyond their literal interpretation created a communication landscape that was both fascinating and challenging. Ambassador Krell found himself increasingly unsettled. The humans were not asking for technological assistance or seeking validation. They were presenting themselves as equal participants in a potential interstellar dialogue. Every question seemed designed to probe, to understand, to analyze, not to impress or seek approval. Midway through the meeting, a subtle shift occurred. The alien delegation realized they were no longer in control of the narrative. The humans were guiding the conversation with a strategic subtlety that was both impressive and slightly unnerving. Dr. Rodriguez produced a series of data presentations that were deceptively simple. Each slide, each piece of shared information, was a carefully constructed puzzle piece. What appeared to be straightforward scientific and cultural information contained deeper layers of insight, a demonstration of human intellectual capabilities that went far beyond technological metrics. The most striking moment came when a holographic display emerged, not from the alien technology, but from a small device on the human side of the table. It projected a comprehensive overview of human technological and cultural development, a narrative that was at once humble and profoundly confident. As the initial meeting drew to a close, the alien delegation found themselves in uncharted territory. This was not the meeting they had anticipated. The humans had transformed a routine first contact scenario into something entirely unexpected. a true dialogue between potential equals. Ambassador Krell exchanged a silent communication with his team. Something fundamental had changed in their understanding of this small blue planet and its inhabitants. The first contact had begun, and nothing would be the same again. The aftermath of the initial meeting reverberated through both human diplomatic circles and the alien exploration vessel. What had begun as a routine first contact had transformed into something far more intricate, a delicate dance of intellectual discovery that challenged every preconceived notion. In a secure research facility located deep beneath the Swiss Alps, a select team of human experts began their most comprehensive analysis of the alien communication data. Dr. Elena Rodriguez sat at the center of a circular room, holographic displays spinning around her like ethereal planets. Each team member represented a different discipline: linguistics, psychology, xenotechnology, cultural anthropology, their collective expertise creating a multidimensional approach to understanding the alien visitors. The translation matrices are more than simple language conversion, remarked Dr. Yasmin Khan, the team's lead linguist. Her fingers danced across a quantum interface, revealing layers of communication that went far beyond verbal exchange. They're capturing contextual nuances that suggest a profound level of adaptive intelligence. Marcus Chen, the technology specialist, had been working on something extraordinary. A small device sat at the center of the room, barely larger than a standard tablet, yet crackling with an energy that suggested something far more complex. "Watch this," he said quietly. The device began to pulse, its surface shifting through a spectrum of colors that seemed to defy standard optical physics. What appeared to be a simple demonstration was actually a sophisticated quantum communication probe, designed to analyze the aliens' communication technology without direct confrontation. Meanwhile, aboard the alien vessel, similar discussions were taking place. Ambassador Krell reviewed the meeting recordings with increasing perplexity. The human representatives had done something remarkable. They had managed to communicate volumes of information without overtly sharing specific technological details. Analyze the linguistic patterns again, Krell instructed the ship's central intelligence. Each replay revealed new layers of complexity. The humans were not just communicating. They were teaching, probing, and strategically revealing information in a way that was both transparent and deeply enigmatic. Back on Earth, the research team began to piece together a comprehensive profile. It wasn't just about technological capabilities or communication strategies. The humans were demonstrating something far more profound, a collective intelligence that transcended individual limitations. Dr. Rodriguez pulled up a holographic model that mapped the complex interactions from the first meeting. It was a three-dimensional representation of communication that looked more like an intricate neural network than a simple dialogue. Each word, each gesture, each moment of silence was a carefully placed piece of a larger puzzle. "They're not just responding," she explained to her team. "They're constructing an entire framework of interaction that allows them to gather information while simultaneously controlling the narrative." The quantum communication device Marcus had developed began to produce unexpected results. It wasn't just analyzing the alien communication, it was beginning to predict potential communication patterns with an accuracy that bordered on the impossible. "The predictive models are showing something extraordinary," Marcus said, his voice a mixture of excitement and scientific caution. "Our communication matrix is adapting in real time, creating predictive models that suggest multiple potential interaction scenarios. What the aliens had perceived as a simple planetary civilization was revealing itself to be something entirely different. Humanity was demonstrating an adaptive intelligence that defied conventional understanding, a species capable of rapid innovation, complex strategic thinking, and a level of collective problem-solving that was unprecedented." Ambassador Krell's scientific team began to realize that their initial planetary assessment was fundamentally flawed. This was not a civilization to be categorized or easily understood. This was a dynamic, evolving system of intelligence that could not be confined to traditional exploratory classifications. As the day drew to a close, the research team sat in quiet contemplation. They had uncovered something profound, a glimpse into humanity's true potential that went far beyond technological capabilities. It was a collective intelligence, an adaptive strategy, a way of understanding and interacting with the universe that was both subtle and incredibly powerful. The layers of complexity were just beginning to reveal themselves, and nothing would be the same again. The International Research Facility hummed with an energy of anticipation. Dr. Marcus Chen stood before a group of international scientific advisors and alien delegation members, preparing to demonstrate a technological capability that would challenge everything they understood about human innovation. The presentation room was a marvel of minimalist design, its walls capable of transforming into high-resolution display surfaces. As Marcus began his demonstration, the walls came alive with intricate holographic projections that seemed to defy the laws of current technological understanding. "What we're about to show you," Marcus began, his voice calm and measured, "is not about displaying superiority. It's about demonstrating the potential of adaptive technological development." The first demonstration focused on a quantum communication interface that seemed impossibly compact. Where alien technology required massive computational arrays, the human device was no larger than a standard tablet. As Marcus activated the device, it began to dynamically reconfigure its internal architecture, adapting its communication protocols in real time. Ambassador Krill leaned forward, his species' multiple sensory organs working overtime to comprehend what they were witnessing. The device wasn't just receiving and transmitting information. It was learning, evolving, with each microsecond of operation. Dr. Elena Rodriguez joined Marcus, providing context to the technological display. "Our approach to technology," she explained, "is fundamentally different from what you might expect. We don't see technology as a static tool, but as a living, adaptive system." The next demonstration was even more profound. A neural interface prototype began to take shape, not through complex mechanical assemblies, but through what appeared to be a living, organic synthetic hybrid. Microscopic nanostructures formed intricate patterns, creating a communication bridge that seemed to blur the lines between biological and technological systems. The alien scientific team struggled to categorize what they were seeing. This wasn't just advanced technology. It was a completely different paradigm of technological development, where their own technological progress followed linear, predictable paths. Human innovation seemed to operate more like a living organism, unpredictable, adaptive, constantly evolving. Marcus activated a series of simulations that demonstrated the true depth of human technological thinking. Complex environmental modeling systems showed how human technology could adapt to changing conditions with an almost organic flexibility. Ecological management systems, communication networks, energy distribution models, each demonstrated a level of adaptive intelligence that was unprecedented. "We don't create technology to dominate," Dr. Rodriguez continued. "We create technology to solve problems, to understand, to connect. Our greatest strength is not in the technology itself, but in our ability to reimagine what's possible." The alien delegation's scientific advisor, a senior researcher named Krev, found himself increasingly unsettled. The human technological demonstrations were challenging fundamental beliefs about technological development. This was not a primitive civilization struggling to advance. This was a species with a fundamentally different approach to innovation. A particularly striking moment came when Marcus demonstrated a nanotechnological medical interface. What appeared to be a simple diagnostic tool revealed itself to be a complex system capable of real-time cellular analysis, adaptive treatment protocols, and predictive health management. The technology didn't just collect data. It interpreted, learned, and responded with an intelligence that seemed almost sentient. The walls of the presentation room shifted, revealing a comprehensive overview of human technological development. It was not a linear progression, but a dynamic, interconnected web of innovations that crossed multiple disciplines. Medical technology informed environmental systems. Communication networks influenced energy development. Each area of human innovation was deeply connected, creating a holistic approach that was fundamentally different from any technological model the aliens had encountered. As the demonstration concluded, a profound silence filled the room. The alien delegation had arrived expecting to find a primitive civilization. Instead, they had discovered a species with a technological approach that was both humble and incredibly sophisticated. Ambassador Krell exchanged a silent communication with his team. Everything they thought they knew about technological development was being challenged. Humanity was not a civilization to be categorized or understood through traditional exploratory frameworks. The technological revelation was complete, and it was only the beginning. The Genetics Research Facility stood as a testament to human scientific collaboration. Located in a remote complex nestled between mountain ranges, it represented the pinnacle of interdisciplinary scientific exploration. Dr. Yasmin Khan led a team of international researchers as they prepared to demonstrate something extraordinary to the alien scientific delegation. Biology is not just about survival, Dr. Khan explained, her voice carrying a quiet confidence. It's about adaptation, resilience, and potential. The alien scientific team, led by Chief Researcher Krev, watched with growing anticipation. What they were about to witness would challenge everything they understood about biological development and evolutionary potential. The first presentation focused on human genetic adaptability. Holographic displays came to life, showing complex genetic sequences that seemed to dance and reconfigure in real time. Unlike the rigid genetic structures of most known intelligent species, human DNA demonstrated an unprecedented level of plasticity. Dr. Chen brought forward a series of case studies that defied conventional understanding. Humans who had survived in extreme environments, deep-sea researchers who adapted to high-pressure conditions, astronauts who maintained physiological integrity in zero-gravity environments, individuals who had developed remarkable resistances to previously fatal diseases. Our greatest strength, Dr. Khan explained, is not in physical perfection, but in our ability to adapt. The alien researchers examined genetic samples that told a remarkable story. Humans showed signs of rapid epigenetic adaptation, the ability to modify genetic expression in response to environmental challenges. Where most species would require thousands of generations to develop new survival mechanisms, humans demonstrated the capacity for significant physiological changes within a single generation. A breakthrough demonstration revealed the true depth of human biological potential. The research team showed how human immune systems could be rapidly reconfigured to address entirely new types of biological threats. What appeared to be a simple medical intervention was actually a complex dance of genetic reprogramming that suggested a level of biological intelligence far beyond conventional understanding. Krev and his team found themselves confronting a fundamental challenge to their scientific worldview. The humans were not presenting themselves as a superior species, but as a profoundly adaptive one. Each biological capability was demonstrated not as a point of pride, but as a solution to complex environmental challenges. The most striking revelations came from studies of human neural plasticity. The human brain demonstrated an ability to reorganize itself, to learn, and to adapt in ways that suggested a form of intelligence that transcended traditional biological limitations. Neural networks could rebuild themselves, create new connections, and develop entirely new cognitive capabilities in response to environmental challenges. Dr. Elena Rodriguez joined the presentation, providing broader context. Our biological potential, she explained, is not about being the strongest or the most perfect. It's about being the most adaptable. The alien researchers examined data showing how humans had survived and thrived in environments that would have destroyed most other species. Extreme temperatures, radiation exposure, psychological stress. Humans didn't just survive these challenges. They found ways to transform them into opportunities for growth and development. Genetic analysis revealed something even more profound. Humans showed signs of continuous evolutionary potential, not as a slow generational process, but as an ongoing dynamic system of adaptation. Their genetic structure suggested not an endpoint of evolution, but a continuous state of becoming. A series of holographic projections demonstrated human biological diversity. Unlike many species with rigid genetic structures, humans showed an incredible range of physiological and genetic variations. What might appear as weakness was actually a sophisticated survival mechanism, a species designed for unpredictability and change. As the presentation concluded, Krev realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. Humanity was not a fixed biological entity, but a dynamic, evolving system of potential. Each challenge was an opportunity for growth, each limitation a chance for transformation. The biological revelation was complete. Humanity was not what they had expected, and everything was about to change. The Global Command Center operated with a precision that defied traditional military expectations. It was not a war room, but a complex nexus of strategic intelligence that spanned continents, disciplines, and potential scenarios. Dr. Marcus Chen stood at the center of a holographic simulation that would challenge everything the alien delegation understood about human strategic thinking. Strategy is not about overwhelming force, he began, addressing a mixed group of human and alien observers. It's about understanding complexity, anticipating potential, and creating adaptive solutions. The first simulation demonstrated something extraordinary. Where most species approached strategic planning as a linear process, humans had developed a multidimensional approach that resembled a living, breathing ecosystem of potential responses. The holographic display began to shift, revealing layers of potential scenarios. Each projection was not a fixed path, but a dynamic network of possibilities. Potential conflict scenarios were analyzed not just in military terms, but through complex interdisciplinary lenses: economic, cultural, technological, and psychological. Ambassador Crow watched with increasing fascination as the human team demonstrated a strategic approach that defied conventional understanding. The simulation showed an ability to predict and adapt that went far beyond traditional military strategy. Dr. Elena Rodriguez explained the core principle. "We don't seek to defeat an opponent," she said. "We seek to understand, to find solutions that transform the fundamental nature of the potential conflict." A breakthrough moment came when the simulation demonstrated how humans approach seemingly insurmountable challenges. Where other species might see a single path of conflict, humans revealed multiple layers of potential resolution. Each potential scenario was not just a military calculation, but a complex negotiation of potential outcomes. The alien delegation observed as the strategic simulation revealed something profound. Human strategic thinking was not about winning or losing. It was about understanding, adapting, and finding solutions that transcended traditional conflict paradigms. Marcus activated a series of historical case studies. The simulation showed how humans had resolved complex global challenges, not through direct confrontation, but through innovative problem-solving that transformed the fundamental nature of the challenges themselves. Climate change adaptation, resource management, technological innovation. Each scenario demonstrated a strategic approach that was fundamentally different from any the alien researchers had encountered. Humans didn't just respond to challenges, they reimagined the entire context of the problem. The most striking demonstration came from a complex geopolitical simulation. What initially appeared to be an intractable conflict scenario was gradually transformed through a series of adaptive strategies that addressed the root causes of the potential confrontation. "Our greatest strategic asset," Dr. Rodriguez explained, "is our ability to see beyond the immediate challenge. We don't just respond, we reimagine." The alien researchers found themselves confronting a fundamental challenge to their understanding of strategic thinking. This was not a species that approached challenges through traditional power dynamics. This was a species that could fundamentally reshape the nature of potential conflicts. A series of historical case studies revealed the depth of human strategic potential. Diplomatic resolutions that seemed impossible. Technological innovations that transformed entire economic systems. Cultural exchanges that bridged seemingly insurmountable differences. As the simulation concluded, Ambassador Krell realized they were witnessing something unprecedented. Human strategic thinking was not about military might or technological superiority. It was about a profound ability to understand, adapt, and transform. The walls of the command center shifted, revealing a comprehensive overview of human strategic development. It was not a linear progression, but a dynamic, interconnected web of innovative thinking that crossed multiple disciplines. Krev, the chief scientific researcher, exchanged a silent communication with his team. Everything they thought they knew about strategic planning was being challenged. Humanity was not a civilization to be understood through traditional strategic frameworks. The strategic revelation was complete, and it was only the beginning of understanding the true potential of this remarkable species. The moment of truth arrived with a quiet intensity that belied its profound significance. In a secure conference facility designed to facilitate high-stakes international dialogues, the human delegation and the stellar exploration team prepared for a conversation that would redefine interstellar relations. Dr. Elena Rodriguez sat at the center of the table, her posture relaxed yet radiating an unmistakable sense of purpose. Beside her, Dr. Marcus Chen and Dr. Yasmin Khan represented the technological and scientific depth of human potential. Across from them, Ambassador Krell and Chief Researcher Krev represented the alien delegation, their previous confidence now tempered by a growing understanding of human complexity. "We've reached a critical moment of mutual understanding," Dr. Rodriguez began, her voice calm and measured. "What began as a simple first contact has transformed into something far more significant." The holographic displays around the room came to life, not as a show of technological might, but as a collaborative visualization of potential futures. Each projection represented multiple potential paths of interaction: economic, cultural, technological, and philosophical. Ambassador Krell understood now that this was not a negotiation in any traditional sense. This was a profound exploration of potential collaboration, of understanding that transcended simple interstellar diplomacy. The human team began to outline a comprehensive approach to potential interstellar relationship. It was not a request for recognition or assistance. It was an invitation to a fundamentally different type of engagement, one based on mutual understanding, adaptive collaboration, and shared potential. Dr. Chen demonstrated a series of technological bridging protocols. These were not just communication technologies, but adaptive systems designed to facilitate understanding between fundamentally different intelligent species. Each protocol was a testament to human innovation, creating connections where others might see only differences. The most profound moment came when Dr. Rodriguez presented a comprehensive overview of human potential. It was not a boastful display of superiority, but a nuanced exploration of what it meant to be a species constantly in a state of becoming. "We are not looking to be recognized as superior," she explained. "We are offering a different approach to intelligence, to evolution, to understanding the universe." The alien delegation found themselves confronting a fundamental challenge to their entire conceptual framework. Humanity was presenting itself not as a competitor or a potential threat, but as a collaborative partner with a unique perspective on existence. Dr. Yasmin Khan shared insights into human biological and cultural adaptability. The presentation revealed a species that saw diversity not as a weakness, but as the fundamental strength of their evolutionary potential. Each challenge was an opportunity for growth, each difference a chance for deeper understanding. The holographic displays began to show potential collaborative scenarios. These were not simple technological exchanges, but complex, multidimensional explorations of how two fundamentally different species might learn from each other. Ambassador Krell realized they were being offered something unprecedented. This was not a traditional first contact scenario with clear power dynamics. This was an invitation to a fundamentally different type of interstellar relationship. The human team presented a series of potential collaborative projects that went far beyond traditional technological exchange. Ecological restoration techniques, adaptive communication systems, innovative approaches to resource management. Each proposal demonstrated a holistic approach that saw challenges as opportunities for collective growth. As the discussion progressed, the alien delegation began to understand the true nature of human potential. This was not a species to be categorized or controlled. This was a dynamic, adaptive intelligence that saw the universe as a complex, interconnected system of potential. The final presentation came as a surprise. Instead of demanding recognition or seeking advantage, the human team proposed a comprehensive framework for mutual exploration and understanding. It was an approach that emphasized collaboration over competition, understanding over domination. "We are not asking to be seen as superior," Dr. Rodriguez concluded. "We are offering a partnership based on mutual respect, adaptive potential, and shared discovery." The existential confrontation reached its pinnacle. The alien delegation had arrived expecting to find a primitive species. Instead, they had discovered a profound and complex intelligence that challenged everything they thought they knew about interstellar life. The invitation was clear. A new chapter of cosmic understanding was about to begin. The Galactic Communication Hub hummed with an energy of anticipation. Representatives from multiple stellar civilizations gathered to witness a moment that would redefine interstellar understanding. The initial encounter between humans and the stellar exploration team had become something far more significant, a watershed moment in cosmic diplomacy. Ambassador Krell stood before the assembled delegation, preparing to deliver a report that would fundamentally challenge existing frameworks of intelligent life assessment. The holographic display behind him showed a comprehensive overview of human potential, a visualization that had taken months of careful analysis to compile. "What we believed we understood about developing civilizations," Krell began, "has been completely transformed by our encounter with Earth." The presentation revealed layers of human complexity that defied conventional classification. It was not a simple narrative of technological advancement or biological potential. This was a comprehensive exploration of a species defined by its ability to adapt, to understand, and to reimagine potential. Dr. Elena Rodriguez and her team represented humanity, not as conquering heroes, but as collaborative partners. Their approach to the Galactic Council was characterized by a profound humility that masked an incredible depth of capability. The first section of the report focused on human technological innovation. But it was not a simple catalog of achievements. Instead, it demonstrated a unique approach to technological development, one that saw technology as a living, adaptive system rather than a static set of tools. Dr. Marcus Chen presented a series of collaborative technological protocols. These were not just communication technologies, but adaptive systems designed to bridge fundamental differences between species. Each protocol represented a new approach to interstellar communication, one based on mutual understanding rather than hierarchical information exchange. The biological analysis presented by Dr. Yasmin Khan revealed perhaps the most profound insight. Human potential was not defined by physical superiority or technological might, but by an unprecedented capacity for adaptation. Their genetic structure suggested not an endpoint of evolution, but a continuous state of becoming. Representatives from other stellar civilizations watched with a mixture of fascination and growing respect. This was not a species seeking to dominate or control. This was a civilization offering a fundamentally different approach to cosmic existence. The strategic insights were equally revolutionary. Human approach to potential conflicts demonstrated an ability to transform challenges rather than simply overcome them. Where most civilizations saw confrontation as a zero-sum game, humans saw an opportunity for mutual growth and understanding. Ambassador Krell's final presentation revealed the true depth of the discovery. Humanity was not just another developing civilization to be categorized and managed. They were a dynamic, adaptive intelligence that could fundamentally reshape interstellar understanding. "We are not presenting humanity as superior," Krell explained to the assembled delegates. "We are presenting them as a unique form of intelligence that challenges our fundamental understanding of potential." The holographic displays showed potential collaborative projects that went far beyond traditional interstellar exchanges. Ecological restoration techniques that could transform entire planetary systems. adaptive communication protocols that could bridge fundamental differences between species, innovative approaches to resource management that saw challenges as opportunities for collective growth. Dr. Rodriguez stepped forward, representing humanity with a grace that spoke volumes. "We are not here to be recognized as special," she said. "We are here to offer a different perspective, one of mutual understanding and shared potential." The Galactic Council found itself confronting a profound moment of transformation. The initial perception of humanity as a weak, developing civilization had been completely dismantled. In its place was a complex, adaptive intelligence that offered a new way of understanding cosmic potential. As the presentation concluded, a fundamental shift occurred. The established hierarchies of interstellar civilization began to crumble. Humanity was not seeking to climb a predetermined ladder of cosmic significance. They were offering an entirely new way of understanding intelligence, potential, and existence. The final visualization showed not a linear progression of technological achievement, but a complex, interconnected web of potential, a representation of human understanding that saw the universe as a dynamic, collaborative system. A new chapter of cosmic understanding had begun, and nothing would be the same again.